Hi everyone, welcome to Ethereal Glow Hub. From today, we are going to start a new series for testing. So, the agenda of this series, right? So, whoever wants to get into this IT field, so from what they have learned, from the degree they have taken, and they are looking forward for an IT opportunity. So, I feel in when to get into IT, right? So, this is the best opportunity. We can go into manual testing and later on upgrade ourselves to automation testing, API testing, performance testing, and so on. So, if we are new to this IT field and if we require a basic experience, or if we want to get into the IT sector from a mechanical background or a civil background where you don't have a proper understanding of programming. So this is the best way to get into the IT sector and further upgrade into automation or as a developer and so on. So initially the companies ask for 2 years experience or 2 plus years of experience. There are limited opportunities for freshers. So here I am just trying to uh, give a solution, and also for the young people who are want to join this IT sector, right? I'm just here to guide them for how they can enter into this testing, software testing field. So initially, right, to understand, software testing, you just need to have some basic computer knowledge with Excel and some installation software installations, which you might have already did, right? So those sufficient I mean those knowledge will be sufficient enough for manual testing. So for manual testing, current today's IT industry standard, right? So we can get up to a package of 6 lakhs and above for a fresher who is joining the new to the industry in software manual testing field. Uh, so here, as a manual tester, I'm there are three types of testing. If you want to get into the software testing industry, right? The basic understanding you should have manual testing along with some basic automation you might require. And nowadays, API testing is something which is it's unavoidable, we can say, because all the microservices are communicating through the APIs, and all the web servers with the database is the communication is happening through API. So we need these three conceptual understanding before we dive deep into each of the fields. So for manual testing, right, if you want to take manual testing, so I said like we need three basic skills for an basic to give an first level of interview, I would say a basic two years experience or a fresher level interview. I think these three testing skills would suffice: manual testing, automation basics, and API testing basics, right? So this will be enough for us to get into the industry and gain the experience. So here, to starting with manual testing. So what we need to understand in the manual testing, I will go through here in a few pointers, and later dive into few technical details or few project experience details or a real-time project experience perspective for manual testing. Right now, for manual testing, what we need to understand is, say suppose we are having any application, right? Application, web application. So we have an user interface, right? And if you are taking any login page, for example, I'm saying Amazon or any Facebook or any type of UI web website, right? So ideally, a manual tester would visualize the application in his laptop or the machine he is working on, and his role is to identify the bugs in the application. So these bugs can be classified into multiple areas. It can be a UI bug, it can be a UI UX bug, it can be an API related status code errors, or it can be any sort of a bug that is that the manual tester can identify. So his role is to just visualize the application, understand the functionalities of application, to perform the testing based on the functionalities or the business flows in the application, and record the flow which he is doing in the form of test cases, execute those test cases, as well as form a regression suit, which I will be talking about in detail. Form a regression suit out of the testing he is performing, basically regression sanity and smoke test suit, which can be used in the upcoming software releases, right? So this is basically his scope of work. So for a manual testing perspective, the first thing which the expectation uh, to be will be set by the interviewer is whether we can write a good test cases, whether we can cover positive and negative flows while doing test cases. Next is test execution, right? So these two are the basic expectation the interviewer will be setting for a manual tester to perform. So now, while coming to the test cases, right? The test cases can be in for a different application. We can have different types of different format of test cases. But ideally, if you see a test case, it should contain an ID column and then a test description or summary, we can say, or test scenario. Okay, and then there should be steps 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 in a sense, the steps needs to perform that particular flow, right? And there should be an expected result, actual result, result, and status of the test case. That's all. So this is the simple format of an test cases. It is applicable to both UI test cases, API test cases, or any format of test cases, any application. We can consider this basic set of things should be present in the test cases. So whenever we write test cases, right, ID is an unique identifier which we give for an particular test flow. Description or test scenario is what we are going to perform in that particular flow. A short description of that, or a short test scenario brief about that flow. And the steps is what needs to be done to arrive at the result, right? Arrive at the expected result. So that particular set of flows will be recorded as steps here, and there should be an expected in a sense what we need to validate against, right? So when user gives an and then okay, I'll state this example after I complete this one. So actual result and the status. So actual result is what he is getting when he is performing that test cases, and also the status field, which to record just it's an pass or fail, or it's pending from the tester to be executed, right? So this is the ideal format of test cases. So test execution is nothing but executing this particular test cases, or the set of test cases, and recording the status of the test cases. So that is the test execution. So we have both covered the test cases basics and test execution. Only these things we need to be aware of. This can be twisted and asked in multiple ways, but we need to give a professional answer in the interview, so that we highlight our experience as well as our capability to write these test cases, right? So we show our capability of writing the test cases through the scenarios we imagine or we create. A test in the interviewer can blindly ask to create a test cases for a pen or for an particular any application, say suppose Facebook, or any functionality specific to an application like add to cart, right? He can ask anything in a sense, any object related thing in this real time world, in real world real world objects, or it can be an application, or it can be anything in this world which we can write a test case for, right? uh, if it is even a water bottle, right? How will you test and quality of a water bottle? This can also be written as a test cases. What you will test when a water bottle is given to you, right? This is basic. With our basic understanding, right? With the basic common sense, we can validate this. Validate what how to test this. Test the particular item which is given, or an real world item which is given, like that. So this is it. So here, just I wanted to highlight a few things here. So this test cases is created, can be created in any format, right? It can be an Excel sheet. So you put this column in an Excel format, and in few organization they use it as Excel. In other organization, there might be tools. It's all the concept is one and the same. It's we need these columns. We There might be additional add-on columns, ad hoc columns based on the application, but these are some basic columns which I am telling. Only this is sufficient to create any test cases for any of the object, any of the application, or any of the real time, any for that matter, right? So anything, right? And to for our understanding, I'm telling that if you are very new, right? You might all be aware of the Excel. So in Excel we can take these as one of the columns and start writing the test cases for a beginner level. But in the organization to uh, run the test cases and to have a test cases recorded, they might have certain set of tools. Many providers are there who offer test case management tools, and there are project lifecycle tools also integrated with test case management tool to better organize these test cases. That we'll see it later. So these are the basic two things which we need for manual testing, and later in the upcoming videos we will cover few other mandatory things needed for manual testing, as well as we will see how we can write the test cases, right, and execute the test cases. So by covering those, we will be we will have a basic understanding of manual testing. And after that, my suggestion is, next in the upcoming videos, after we know how we can write test cases effectively and test execution can be done effectively, we look into various tools, right? Basic tools, project management lifecycle tools, which is available in the organization, for us to tell the interviewer about the real-time experience which we have, or the tools which we are familiar of, right? So that shows that we have worked on something, or we have a basic understanding of how the project lifecycle work, or an project in a company works, right? So that will be the expectation. So this can be done by anyone, But when we are doing a project, right, that experience, when we are gaining it, that will be a very much value add for when we project it in the interview. Okay guys, so for now I am just ending this video. So see you in the upcoming videos. Please do share and subscribe to Ethereal Glow Hub. Thank you.